Meantime, retirement is not often a topic of conversation when you're in your 20s, but some experts say waiting to save can really cost you. According to Liz Weston, author of Deal with Your Debt, if you save money in your 20s and stop a decade later, you will have more at age 62 than someone who starts saving in their 30s.
On that note, Liz joins us now, along with Martiak of Premier Wealth Management, First Allied Securities. Good afternoon to you both.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Liz, let's start with you. So your point here is less about stopping saving at 30 than starting early.
Thank you.
How important
Yes.
is it?
It's incredibly important. This is the message we need to get across. This parable of the twins is something financial planners have been talking about for a long time. I first heard it back in the 90s when I was taking the financial planner training courses. And the way it works is this, is the person who gets the head start winds up with more money, even though her twins start saving 10 years later, saves for 30 years, saves 3 times as much, saves 3 times as long. She still winds up with less, and that's because of the incredible power of compounding. So we got to get these 20-somethings to put some money away.
Well, that said, though, there's the added challenge right now of a lot of these 20-somethings, those who are getting right into the labor market, which, by the way, that age is increasing, having a lot of student loan debt to deal with. A lot of them can't afford the hit to their income immediately.
Well, what they need to think about is getting that student loan debt to where it's manageable. There are income-based programs they can sign up for with their federal student loans. They can get that down below 10% of their gross. Then they can start putting some money aside for retirement. And again, these are use it or lose it opportunities. They're missing out on a match. They're missing out on tax breaks. But most important, if the money isn't in their retirement accounts, it can't earn those returns. It's going to earn those returns that's going to give them a comfortable retirement someday. And Roger Ibbotson has done some research about this. If you don't get started by the time you're 35, it's really hard to catch up. We have to stop telling people,
Yikes.
oh, just put it off and you can catch up later. You can't.
Mark, it's hard to argue, obviously, with Liz that the math is what it is and compounding produces what it does. But, I mean, it's never too late to start saving for retirement if you didn't start in your 20s. Maybe you just have to have different strategies in the way that you do it.
I agree, Scott. You do have to be more aggressive and clearly make the most use of your maximum contributions, either with your corporate plan sponsor or your individual IRA. I think if you take a very active and disciplined approach right now, and more importantly, work closely with a financial advisor. If you don't have one, you have to get one that can guide you through this challenge of what I refer to with my clients as longevity risk.
But look, my heart goes out to those who might be 35 right now, because they're at a period of time, we've come off a moment in markets where we had the big declines, we had the financial crisis, and now we've had such a run-up in stocks. So the kinds of strategies you're talking about, a lot of people don't feel comfortable with that risk. It's
okay to have risk and loss aversion and feel that way, but I suggest to my clients, don't avoid it. Don't be uncomfortable taking equity risk in the markets, because it's for the long run. And as long as you take a disciplined, methodical approach, you can plan for the future while focusing on today.
Liz, quickly, are there differences in the way that you should save for retirement following the financial crisis?
I think you should have a plan and stick to it. That's the most important thing. And you should be realistic about the amounts of money you need to save if you're getting started later. If you're in your 40s, you might be looking at having to put aside 25, 30% of your income to catch up if you haven't started. 50s, it might be even more. So we're not talking about small amounts of money.
Yeah, good advice. Liz, thanks. Mark, thanks to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott and Kelly.
Appreciate it.